Hi, I'm Irene from Astro Radio News, and I'm here today with Dr. Andrew Ng. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. All right, so he's a vet who is working in PJ, and he's here today to talk to us about the rabies outbreak. So, doctor, first of all, can you tell us why, so they've got an outbreak in Syria now, and they've got an outbreak in Sepetang, they've got one suspected case in Malacca. So, can you tell me why the sudden rise in number of cases?
In my opinion, they might have two reasons. One is because rabies can be carried by bats, where it's commonly found in Malaysia. So bats somehow, when the bats get rabies and accidentally get bitten by dogs, or the dog attack the bats, so the saliva that carry the virus will affect the dogs. While the second reason might be, I would say, is the illegal smuggling, where probably from our neighbor countries.
Right. So funny you're talking about that, because in Kuala Sepetang, the two girls who were bitten by the dog, the pet dog, the authorities believe that it was bitten by a dog that was brought in illegally, probably by foreigners. So how easy is it for foreigners to bring in their pets? Is there any form of border control?
Actually, there is. Whenever there's any animals would like to enter our country, they must go through a process we call the quarantine period. So the related authority, they are able to observe the animals within that period. So yeah, I would say it's quite our country is doing a proper quarantine.
But does this quarantine only apply to dogs and cats? Because you mentioned like bats and other animals as well. They probably can get rabies. So what about those other animals?
Actually, not just only cats and dogs. For all the animals that are gonna enter Malaysia, will go through this process.
Right. So the latest update is that those two girls in Kuala Sepetang, they have not shown any signs of rabies so far. And the thing is that the dog that bit them only started showing rabies symptoms after it bit the girls. Does it mean that the girls are safe, or how does this rabies virus work?
Actually, we'll call the incubation period, where the virus is already entered our body once we got bitten. Once the virus already entered the body, it can't die on itself. It will straight enter the peripheral nerve, and it will straight spread to our brain. So if we can get it earlier, like we know which part of our body was bitten, so the doctors may be able to locate the lesions and able to treat it.
So the most important thing is that the moment you're bitten, you go to a doctor.
Yes.
What other methods can we use to protect ourselves?
The first thing, if you own a pet, for example, cats and dogs, because we do have a vaccine for them, so it's better to vaccinate all your pets' dogs, and try not to let them roam around outside the housing area. Better you walk the dog with a leash instead of walk them leashless. And especially cats, and they tends to crawl out from the house, then just beware of keep your pets indoors.
When you talk about pets,
Yeah.
it's not just cats and dogs, right? Because a lot of kids nowadays, they have rabbits, they have guinea pigs, they have hamsters. Can those pets get rabies?
All warm-blooded animals, they can get rabies, but I would say the chances for them of getting rabies is quite low, because they are more cage-based pets. They live in cage more than they live outdoors. Outside the cage. So when the chances for them to expose to rabid dogs, like stray dogs, is pretty low. Yeah.
So if, let's say, I have a family member,
Yep.
like my brother has been bitten by a dog, rabies, how does rabies transmit? Am I in danger?
Rabies transmit through saliva, so only the bitten person will get affected, but the non-bitten one, just it's better to wrap the bite wound and bring him to the hospital. Just avoid in contact to the wound directly.
Okay. Do you have any tips on how non-pet owners can protect themselves?
For non-pet owners, so sometimes just avoid getting closer to any stray dogs, because some strays, they may appear to seem calm, but when they enter a phase called the phase 2, which is the furious phase, so if you approach the dog which is in furious state, they will be very agitated, very aggressive, and they will tend to attack you without fear.
Okay. So what are your final takeaways? Any advice in general that you want to give to the people watching this video?
Well, for now, I would say for those who are keeping a pets or any other animals, just vaccine all your dogs and cats. Then don't keep away from strays, and don't try to be a hero when you want to approach stray out of compassion or anything. Just nowadays, just please be careful while approaching animals.